I'm John.
And I'm Ted.
And we suck at video games,
Yes,
and we're
we do.
back with Fire Emblem.
Yes, we are.
Do you know where Fire Emblem came from?
I don't actually know where people started calling it that.
We should look that up. I love I love the idea that
Yeah.
I love the idea that somebody one day was just like, man, I'm tired of saying Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
That just
Framble.
makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Hi, Eloise. He's our knight in shiny white armor, and he's actually a barbarian.
He's in the warrior class, I believe.
Yeah. Which used to be called the barbarian class, which I liked better.
These days I'm just a wandering mercenary, one who has work to do.
I miss the barbarian class.
Yeah.
I just miss, because it was like, so here he looks like a knight in like the
Well,
barbarian
he is a knight,
class.
though.
The barbarian class, yeah, but like the warrior class doesn't look like a barbarian anymore.
Goodbye, Captain.
And it was so nice, and I loved it. I loved the barbarian class.
He's gonna ramble about the barbarian.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm very close to barbarian because, like, okay, so Fire Emblem, was it Fates?
Yeah, Fate. Which one?
Conquest and Birthright.
Yes, that was Fates.
Right? Okay. So Fire Emblem Fates got a really bad rap because it was not a good game. And by not a good game, I mean it was an okay Fire Emblem game, but it was a bad story.
And also, it was split up into like a minimum of like $80 or $100 to get all the story.
Yeah, that sucked too. But like, there was one character who made playing that game super tolerable for me, and was it Charlotte?
Was it the blonde one?
Yeah.
The barbarian?
Yeah, the barbarian girl. Was it Charlotte?
Yeah, that would have been Charlotte. And I
Yeah.
still think Hilda's like her, but done better.
Yeah. And the reason I liked her the most was simply because once I classed her into a barbarian, she crit on every attack.
Yeah.
Period.
And
Like, her hit rate was like 50%, but her critical chance was like 50%. So, like, it made up for it because she was doing, on average, like 200 damage a turn.
yeah.
And, like, that's why I'm so attached to the barbarian class, is I just have this great memory of her being teamed up with a fortress knight, or whatever they were called in that game.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't either.
And just like throwing those two in, he would block all damage, and then she would just like come in behind him and like
Yeah.
smack all the little bitches around him. It
Yep.
was
That sounds about right.
the best. The best.
Mhm.
So funny.
And your father,
Everyone
that would be
died.
Gerald, the blade breaker,
The
former captain of
end.
the Knights of Saros. Oft
Yeah,
praised,
critical hits tend to do that because they do,
strongest son to ever
it's like
live.
3 times the damage.
yeah, it's triple, which like is ridiculous on any other level, but I love it.
How curious.
But yeah, so
I'd wager the explanation for that is fascinating.
this, I know this is kind of late in the YouTuber career to ask this, but what got you,
Of course you are.
what made you decide to come over one day and be like, hey John, let's start a YouTube channel?
I just don't know what I want to do with my life, and this is doing something I enjoy.
Yeah.
So if it does work out, hey, that's great. If not, there are other things to do, but I'd like this to work out.
Yeah, me too. This is, like, I always wanted to start a YouTube channel, but I didn't know where to start. And, like, you literally came over and was like, hey, I bought an Elgato, want to do some video game recording?
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And,
Because it's one of those things where just take a leap and do something.
yeah. And I was never that person. I was never the person to be like, I'm just gonna do it. Because I've, like,
It is kind of difficult.
yeah, and, like, I've got anxiety really bad.
That is
that, and the
true
other
of,
thing.
of the both of us.
But, like, you have the anxiety that you're like, man, I've been sitting in the same space,
Not getting
for-
anything done.
not getting anything done for 2 weeks. I should do something. Your anxiety motivates you. My anxiety shuts me down. So like,
Like
literally you were like, let's start a YouTube channel, and I immediately got nervous.
Yeah.
And then, like, as soon as we started, I was like, why was I nervous about this? This is literally, like, us hanging out, but instead of, like, both of us with our Switches playing the same game and talking about what we're doing in the game, it's us literally playing
One
thing and
But-
just hanging out doing it.
Yeah.
Click go. If you want, you can turn on auto scroll or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
That way we don't have to. That way
pressing the
everything's
button.
moving and we're not losing interested part of. Hi, Leon Kennedy. I swear,
Oh, joy. A
He's
royal
Leon
debate
Kennedy
between their highnesses.
from Resident Evil.
I mean, the hairstyle kind of is similar, I guess.
Affects one's
He
ability to wield power.
Fights zombies on the
As
weekend.
the embodiment of distrust, I'd say
I don't know what I'm saying.
smacks of naivete.
I'm. Oh no, Edelgard's mad with her dumb cinnamon buns on the side of her head.
You really don't like that
I
time skip design,
don't.
do you?
I do not like her hair in the time skip. So in the time skip, like, there's a 5-year time skip halfway through this game, and like all the characters change. Claude turns into older Claude, and by that I mean
He's
his-
basically the same, except he has a little bit of sideburns going
yeah,
on.
he looks the exact same except he started growing facial hair.
Yeah. Dimitri becomes Punished Dimitri.
Leon Kennedy becomes Punished Snake. Because his hair gets really long in
And he
some
has the eye
instances.
patch.
In some, like, I never saw it in my game, but he gets an eye patch and a scar, and he looks all fucked up.
Yeah.
And then Edelgard,
Gets the Princess Leia cinnamon buns.
she gets the Princess Leia cinnamon buns, which I would have been fine with, but she also, like, has like a crown that kind of holds the whole thing together.
Yeah.
That looks like horns, and
Weird.
it's not good in my opinion. Like, I don't like it. Like, we've had a conversation literally, like, every time he came over and he was playing Golden Deer and I was playing Black Eagles, after the time skip, I eventually was just like, her hair, man, I can't handle it. And every time you'd be like, you really hate her time skip
Design.
look, don't you? I was like, yes. Ugh. But yeah, I like female Byleth's design. I love specifically her hair. I love the way her hair falls.
You
I
wanna,
don't know what it is, but I like it.
You wanna read these?
Oh yeah, I should.
Now that we'll skip over hers, because
Okay.
I had the auto scroll on and it went through it immediately.
Hold on, let me move the computer so I can see better. Okay. Dimitri. He seems quite sincere. But I sense a darkness lurking beneath.
Are we talking Dark Souls Dark or Kingdom Hearts Dark?
As I cough, Claude. His easy smile is striking. But that smile doesn't reach his eyes. Thank you, I'll be here all week.
That's probably the most talking you're gonna be doing for her in any given.
Yeah, at any given point. I love that I spent a total of like 3 days trying to get that Solid Snake impression down, and it's still not perfect, but I think David Hayter would be like, yeah, alright.
Yeah?
I think he'd enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it'd be perfect. Okay, so this is the main thing. This is another thing I don't necessarily dislike about this game, but that kind of irritates me, is at each chapter, you get this screen, and you get the voice actor of Geralt telling you what's going on. And then you get this incredibly long thing about, like, life in Fodlan.
I like this, actually. It adds a bit of understanding about how this world works.
The
artwork, I like it, because it's like the medieval wood block, wood print kind of thing.
Yeah. I don't like the way it moves.
That is a bit odd, yeah.
Yeah, like, the way it focuses on different things. That's the thing that
It's a
kinda
bit
rubs me.
discombobulated.
Yeah. It doesn't, like, it's as if, like, it's as if, like, a videographer was like, All right.
In the south lies a region long held by
Babies.
I'm gonna use
1,000-year-old
film terms here. All right, director of photography, where do you want me to come in on? And the director of photography was like, I don't know, zoom in here, here, and here. It's like,
ruled by the royal family.
but your job is to tell me where you want me to pull in. Like,
A league of nobles that
it really felt like somebody was just like, I don't fucking
rules
know.
what is called the Leicester
Go over there.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
Once
Claude's
consumed by
happy,
the
hot
tempest of
face again.
war and turmoil.
Josija, I love you.
And these three mighty
He's such a
powers
meme
now
lord.
He
exist in
is
relative-
hysterical.
I've been watching the live streams that he has been posting, and that also kind of dates this, I guess.
Yeah. God, this is something I think this game did very well, because you can clearly see that these are CG models, but the backgrounds look hand-painted.
Mm-hmm.
Like it or not, we'll be there soon enough.
But despite the fact that it is a little distracting, it's not so distracting that it immediately takes you out of it. Like,
Yeah.
they did a very good job of making, like, everything
of-
work.
It doesn't look like it's from two completely different.
Gary,
Yeah, it
not
doesn't look like a
monster.
claymation thing on, like, a construction board background. Which is something I was worried about. Like, look at how gorgeous that is. God, I love this game.
It's wonderful.
Visually, this game may be... Oh, we get... And now this is,
Oh.
like, straight anime.
By the way,
styles.
Igor... Hanneman's voice actor is Igor from Persona.
Really?
Yeah. And that's Ash Ketchum.
That's the weirdest one.
that,
That's Ash
that
Ketchum.
Manuela
Ash
is Ash
Ketchum's
Ketchum.
mom,
Yeah, Veronica Taylor.
Veronica Taylor. She's incredible.
And David Lodge, who is Gerald, is Jiraiya.
Well, I mean, I knew that one, but that's because Jiraiya is still one of my all-time favorite characters.
Yeah.
Hey, she looks familiar. I wonder why.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't she going by Saros in a previous CG cutscene?
The flow of time
Uh.
will bring you here.
God, I fucking hate Rhea.
I mean, I'm ambivalent now that I know
Look at her run!
why she's went off the deep end as Saros.
Yeah.
And she even admits that she went off the deep end and has been slipping off of it since a little bit before you were born.
Okay, so she was just always a little nuts. In
It was
Crimson
her mother
Flower,
being
though?
killed that really sent her over the edge.
I will say in Crimson Flower, though, she is straight up a psychopath.
Yes.
Like,
that is what I've seen, yeah.
Like, she was a psychopath. Like,
As you know,
to the point where she set fire, like, the last level, spoilers.
Yeah.
If you're not interested in listening to this, mute me. In the last battle of Crimson Flower, she sets fire to an entire town, killing all of the citizens
It has
in
been
the
a long
town
time, Gerald.
to try and kill
I
you.
wonder,
Yeah.
Like,
was it the will of the goddess that we
and when I say
That's
to the entire
inexcusable.
town, I mean,
Forgive my
like,
silence
Ted, I'm
on
not
this
even
issue,
fucking with you.
much as
A
Zach
majority of the
expressed
floor panels in the final fight
Oh, I see.
in the Crimson Flower run are fire panels.
Yeah.
A
That is
majority,
wild, is it not?
most of the
Yes.
entire floor
For many
is
years
fire
after I left
panels.
this place,
It was
I should
a
have introduced
bitch
you
to
the
get
mother of
through.
my child,
Okay, yeah.
but I'm afraid
Unless you had flyers.
Yeah, I didn't, and I literally
My
didn't play that
condolences.
way
Mhm.
because I'm a
As for
dummy.
you, I heard of your
Excuse
valiant
me.
efforts from Eloise.
Did that get caught?
What is your name?
I have no idea if it got caught. I really hope it didn't. You'll mute that for me if it did, right?
I don't know.
From the bottom
We'll
Maybe.
leave
of
the
my
fart
heart,
in just
I
so we
thank
can be
you
like the
for
Game
saving
Grumps.
those students.
Just leave them.
Yeah.
Leave all the farts.
Gerald,
The chairs we're on are making fart sounds too when I move, so...
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're leather
you want
couches.
me to
Yeah.
rejoin
That's
the
the
Knights
difference
of
between
Sarah?
us and
No.
other YouTubers is we
Won't
both
say
have
no,
single armchairs.
Comprehension
Yeah.
skills. I had expected
Yeah,
that
we
Eloise would have
like
offered
honestly,
those
we're in more of a
skills.
podcast setup.
I
We
might-
are kinda, aren't we?
Like
but I
2
accept
microphones,
your desire work with you soon.
one guy sitting in one armchair with the audio waveform up, one guy sitting in the other chair
Farewell.
with the video capture up. We're just chilling, man. We're just chilling, yeah.
I can't believe it. Forced back into the Knights of Sarah.
I love
I'm sorry I dragged
Gerald.
you into
His
this.
design is fantastic.
His design is fantastic. His voice is fantastic. Like, his storyline is amazing, and
Like, it hits
I love
hard
him.
because, like, and again, spoilers, but we've already stated that we're going to be having a lot of those because we've both been in the game, but when he dies, it's not a dignified death and glorious combat kind of thing. It's a cheap shot to the back.
Yeah,
And that's so much more impactful than
it
I thought
really
it would have
was.
been.
And the thing that drove me nuts about that scene, and still drives me nuts about that scene, is like,
No.
if
I'm not the one you're looking for.
if
You
you
can handle things from here.
were
Good
aware
luck.
of what it was, of who the character was who did it, like if you started noticing, like if you talked to her every day, like
Yeah.
I did, you start noticing like she was fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
she was not cool. Like
Well,
something
her
was
name is
wrong with
also
her.
kind of one of those red flags.
Yeah. What was her name?
Monica.
Monica. Oh yeah.
with the current setting for the name Monica, and who else has that name?
Just
That
Monica.
kinda- that
Just
kind of-
Monica. Just Monica.
Oh boy, Dan
Or is your
Salvato.
name? We're gonna spend the rest of eternity together. Let's say like Jason. Or is your name John? And it's like, oh god. That was the part in that game that freaked me out the most.
Yeah.
When like it literally read your Steam user information and was like, here's your real name, and I was just like, oh, oh god, oh Jesus, oh no, don't like.
Yeah, but when I said he was Igor, I meant Persona 3 and 4 Igor, by the way,
Oh yeah.
not 5. He also was Shuji Akutsuki in Persona 3.
Well, no, he does play Igor.
Is it the same person?
Yeah, eventually.
Okay, so he does show up.
Yeah, there's a part. So in Persona 5, without spoiling too much, like part way through the game, you realize the guy who's been like helping you, and I'm putting big quotes on helping you, was an imposter, and the real Igor then shows up, and it's him
Okay.
again. And now that you said it, I can't unhear it.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear it until you mentioned it.
Mhm.
That's so weird. That's so weird. Our hot boy.
Fear the deer.
Fear the Dare.
We're not going to be choosing him, though. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because you've
I've
already
already
played
played.
Golden Deer.
You've
I've
started
already,
playing it on your personal.
Yeah, I've started playing Golden Deer on my personal account. And
Neither of us have played Blue Lions.
neither of
though.
us have played Blue Lions. Sam did. Sam, my brother, in case that episode didn't come out yet.
He joined us for Dark Souls.
He joined us for Dark Souls. But like my brother's playing through the Blue Lions, and he specifically was playing through the Blue Lions because of the like punished Dimitri art.
Yeah.
I keep hiccuping. Like I can't stop hiccuping. Like I'm trying to talk through the hiccups, and
Like,
it's destroying me.
He was going to go Golden Deer first, too.
Yeah, all three of us wanted to go Golden Deer first, and like then Sam was like, "Well, I'll go with Blue Lions," and then I was like, "Well, I guess I'll go with Black Eagles." Even though like my, even though Sam was like, "Black Eagles is like the scrub choice because it's got the leader who's a lady," like, and I was like,
Like-
"I get
Like
you."
a default waifu
Yeah,
kind of thing.
default wife.
My brother decided to go.
Speaking of which, I need to
Yeah.
I took captures of all of the conversations about like who S ranked with who at the end of the game.
That's what I did, yeah.
So I need to show you those
That
too.
we need to make a separate Twitter account because you can only upload them to like Twitter. You can't share them through your email or anything for
Ow.
Nintendo. Like,
well, I
it's
mean, I
annoying.
could literally like pull it up
Yeah.
on my Switch when we're done.
which will be soon because we're almost at the 20-minute mark.
I don't like you either.
Sedith is actually pretty cool.
Sedith isn't bad. I just
And after finding out that he writes stories, I feel a sense of kinship with them.
yeah, as a writer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a joke we haven't made yet, is that you're a writer and I'm a voiceover artist. Like, why aren't I reading for you? Whatever. Blah, blah, blah.
And once we get into more like dialogue heavy stuff, we're probably gonna let the dialogue play out and then start commenting on while we're teaching and doing battle and
Yeah.
walking around the monastery.
Essentially, like we hate to talk over all of it, but like, especially
We've
this
seen
section,
all of this before.
yeah, we've seen this section before, and all of this is like background on Garreg Mach the monastery, and
Yeah.
like, don't get me wrong, that can be important, but in my opinion, it ultimately is not as important, because Garreg Mach is the place you're teaching, and essentially everything they're telling you here is, hey, this person with blue hair who just showed up is special. We should probably put them on staff. And then they put you on staff. Like that's what it does.
I just realized this. Female Byleth is really, really busty, isn't she?
Yeah, she's really well, and that's the weird thing though, is like only at certain angles does she look like that.
Yeah.
She has a very round face though too.
Yeah. Very youthful.
There's the golden deers. There's the best boy beef man.
Big, beefy, beautiful boy, Raphael.
He's adorable.
I love him.
There's Hilda.
She was fantastic in my playthrough.
Marianne is who I'm going for in my golden deer playthrough for my S rank.
Lysithea and Hilda were my constantly MVPs as I played through.
Hubert is the strongest character in Black Eagles. Fight me. He was one-shotting everything toward the end of the game. Bernie, I love you.
Could he kill the Death Knight on its first appearance?
No.
Lysithea can.
Oh,
So
damn.
screw you. She's
Well,
a living
I said
tactical nuke.
I said Black Eagles.
Yeah, okay. Ingrid, who everyone hates because she's racist, even though... I guess this is going to get a little bit political, but she does bring it up and admit, yeah, I have issues, and I want to work past them, and her supports with Dedue.
Oh, she's racist toward, like, Dedue's people?
The people of Dusker, because her fiancé was killed in that rebellion.
Oh, okay.
And she is really, like, hourglass figure. Like, you would
Yeah.
not expect a holy woman to be wearing something that tight.
Tight. Well, I mean, this is also a fantasy world.
That is true.
They got to get the 13-year-olds to play somehow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, guys, for watching. We're going to end this episode here.
Thank you for joining us.
See y'all next time.